Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning.
I'm here with the Eddie Horvath, and ZZ Mark is at work making some extra money.
Yeah.
And it is 6 degrees outside, and we're not going to saw today,
No.
but we do have a sawing video for you. Got a few things to go over here. We're going to do a little bit of shop projects here. And first of all, super thanks is Tom Lenart. I can't pronounce your last name, but thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom.
I got some sad news to share with everybody. If everybody watches the videos and you like the music from David Gordy, his wife passed away, and named Stella. And David, very sorry to hear about this, and hopefully everything's okay with you. And
God rest her soul.
yes. So, thank you so much for what you've done for us throughout the years too. Nuts 319. If anybody watches Pete on YouTube, he made us a video, all of their sawmill stuff combined. He did the chop saw, he did,
Oh, yeah.
he went all over that mill with the camera, and I'll put that in the description down below, so please check that out. It was awesome how he did that. Okay, on to something else here. This is like fragile, like on Christmas Story.
Oh.
Terry Gardner had got in touch with Chad McCoy, which is Mike McCoy's son, and he wanted us to do something special. And this here is the wood from the sawmill building on the Real McCoy channel. And if everybody watched Mike McCoy, and look at that weathering on this.
Been there a while.
Southern yellow pine, I believe. And we're going to make some sort of a memorial plaque for Mike. And Mike really inspired me on this channel, and this is a little bit of paying back for him. And also he sent us a Weaverville, North Carolina. We're going to make something with that for up at the mill.
Yeah.
And there's more wood. This actually, he said this is actually by the sawdust drag. If you look at Mike's videos, you'll see that board right by the sawdust drag. So, and also, this is going to be a little shop project. I'm going to show you start to finish on how I make a boom sign, and I'll show you all the processes to do a painted sign. And they're turning out really nice. And thank everybody for supporting us buying these. So we will do that as a shop video, and the sawing video, I think we'll do that nasty pin oak we made into lowboy decking. So
It'll be something to watch.
you'll get to see some sawing video, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on that sign, and you get to see what's involved, step 1 through 10. So let's get started.
All right.
Well, the first step here, of course, a piece of wood. I'm just going to do one sign to bring you through the whole process. This is the joiner I just got done putting the spiral cutter head in, and this is the bird Sheelix head. And first step, we're going to flatten the bottom or the face. And if you can see, there's a little bit of a crown going this way. I like that up and run this through flat. Never attempt to do this. Always use yourself a push board, or like my big joiner, I have a feeder on it. So also safety glasses. See, does a beautiful job. So next thing is to the planer, get it to the right thickness. Oh, we got to put an edge on it first, because we're going to rip it. There we go, we got a nice square edge now. We're going to rip it at the table saw to 6 1/16. I'm not going to show you that. And then we'll be at the planer. Let's get it down to the right thickness, and we'll get it cut to length, and I'll show you the next step. All right, we're at the planer, and what I do when I'm planing different materials, I set up these stop blocks. And what I do is I run the table up until it just touches this, so I can repeat this thickness over and over again. And I got ones made up for different items that I run through the planer. This is a little bit different. And it's just good to have some already made up blocks when I'm doing cabinet faces, this does the 3-inch rail. So when I set it down to there and I'm doing the edges, it'll do that. So let's go ahead and plane this down to thickness. Just got done putting new knives in it, so. Doesn't get any better than that. That is as smooth as glass. So let's just go over to the radial arm saw. I'll take you along here for the ride. You could use a miter box, but I've been using this old antique for quite a few years. I'm just seeing how much extra I got to take off. I like to get a square edge on both sides. Got a piece that don't want to cooperate here. All right, now we're ready to put some sealer on it, so I'll show you how to do that next. All right, we got the blank all prepared, and what I like to do is I like to coat it with basically some shellac. You could spray with lacquer. You could do a lot of different things, but I found that this shellac in a can, far as the amount of use you get out of it, it goes a long way. I don't think I even use half of this quart, and I think we're up to 22 signs that were coated on both sides. With the shellac, always stir it. And you'll see when you stir it, it comes up with a sort of a cloudy color. So basically a foam brush, and you don't have to get a ton on there. But I do one side, let it dry. And the front side, I give it 2 coats. And I don't know if that's necessary, but I have had no issues with when I go to sand off the paint when we're done painting it. But I put this on before we route it. There's a lot of products you can buy. I think one of them is called Aura Mask. It's very expensive. I think I paid $12 for this little can of shellac, and for $12 I'm into 22 signs. So we'll let that dry. We'll do the other side with 2 coats, and then we'll go over to the CNC router, and that's where all the fun happens. So I'll see you over at the CNC router. All right, we're over at the CNC router, and I have went ahead and jogged this thing. We'll run the Z down just to show you. I jogged it over to where I can find center of the board, which are right where we need to be, and you just run it the X and Y until you get it where you want it. We'll get this up out of the way a little bit. The next step is to set the actual Z axis. So there's a button on here for tool set, and this little puck here, it comes down, it touches it, goes back up. Everything has now been zeroed. So our next step is to find the program, and everything's on a thumb drive. You can see there's the eddy, and we got the boom. So there's the boom. So we're going to tell it okay. I'm not going to run the dust boot on it, and it's going to run you through the work speeds and stuff, and that's pretty much set from the factory, and I found that it's working pretty good. So let's go ahead and run this program. I'll show you how it's made. And we'll let it do its job. And normally I'd have a dust boot on it. But it's more interesting to watch it do its thing. clear it up for you a little bit. That's the little sparks for the hand grenade. There's the BMP. There you have it. And we'll jog this out of the way. So if you're going to do a bunch of these, basically you just clamp that board back down, and basically when you hit this button, it will take it right back to the center of the board again, and you just keep cutting away. So next step, we're going to go ahead and paint it and show you how we do that, make it look so good. We'll see you then. All right, let's play Bob Ross and get this thing painted. And this won't take very long. Okay, here's where all the magic happens. So, we go from a crude, roughly painted boom sign to a finished product here in a matter of a couple seconds. Okay, I start out with the 150 grit. going to switch over to 220 grit. Give it the final polishing. Through the edges. All right, now the router, put a little round over on it. And it's quite the process, but we're almost there. So round it over. All right, we're gonna show you this thing come to life here. Then all that's left now, we'll put some clear coat on it. I got to get ZZ to sign it yet, and we're almost there. So let's go put some clear coat on it, and we'll get this one ready to put in the shipping department. Okay, the final step, and I use a polyurethane they call it a triple coat, but it gives you it's a real heavy duty urethane. Running a satin on there. All this is just to seal it. So this is it. If I was doing a ton of these, I'd probably set up my spray gun. But you can see how it brings that pine to life. And I'll turn it towards you and just watch the magic happen here. And that's it. So we'll let that dry, and then I hit it with a scuff pad to give it a nice smooth finish, and there it is. Boom! And I hope you enjoyed to see how an actual sign was made, and you can use this for any type of sign. If you're going to do a painted sign, take the time and put a clear coat on it first before you route it, and you can see the clarity and how crisp it turns out when you sand it off. But you can buy some products that you stick onto the actual piece of wood, and then you route it and then you peel that off. But it's very expensive, and the shellac was just so cheap. So hey, enjoy the sawing portion of this video, and we're going to be sawing up some lowboy decking. So we'll catch you on the next one when the weather's a little bit warmer, and hopefully we're all three back together. We'll talk to you then. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. We're going to saw some lowboy decking today, and this is just a random video. And Eddie's getting things rolling here. So we'll go ahead and get the carriage back. We're going to saw these 11 by 1.5 inches out of some nasty old pin oak. So let's get started. Figure I'll make you a short little video. Saw up a log. And we're going to have to open the knees up just a little bit more here. Just got a pretty good flare on it, so it's another cold morning. Well, let's get a flat side established. I'm going to bump that tape around a little bit. That looks good. We'll use Master Dog. And we'll let the oil get warmed up. There we go. We got a hold of it. Let's bump it forward a little bit. It's not rolling. Let's get started. Stall boards cut out of this. I'm going to come forward a little bit. I need a little bit more face. He needs 6'6" long horse stall boards. This will work good. So we're going to cut them at 1.125". Take his time on getting things. Take one more off. I think I can sneak that blade through. Give Eddie a second here. And we got the batteries in the loader. Things are looking good. Let's flatten that top out a little bit because I don't think I'm going to clear the blade to get down to 11 inches. So I'm going to pull around here a little bit. Let me put my taper away. Got to reach for the right button. I got a whole group of buttons over there. I got pedals, I got levers, I got it all here. And let's let the doggies up. So what I'm going to do, we're going to lay it flat down on the head blocks. We're going to get rid of that, as people say, the butt swell. And that will work. It's going to be a little chunk here. That's good. We're going to roll it back up. And we're going to take that top face and parallel it down. And I know it's a lot of rolling, but Chewy don't mind. In fact, that'll get Chewy warmed up so he's not sitting there freezing, you know. You don't want to be cruel to your log turner. Alright, let's go up to Mr. Laser. And there he is. Let's start with that. Take these swells off of it. I'm going to take a little bit more off. I got to get Eddie some stall boards. See, that's perfect. That taper was a good decision. And we only need 11, or no, we need 12 pieces of decking. Oh, what should one do? I'm going to just keep taking him stall boards down. Open that other face up a little bit more. And I can get a lot more boards out by doing that. And it don't take but a minute. Boom. In fact, I'm going to try to, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull them in a little bit. There we go. Here's my 11 inches. Bus motors making some moaning sound at the end there. I got to take it down just a little bit because they're doing a 22-inch wide area. All right, we're ready to start making some decking boards. Get the doggies out of the way here. And we'll let the knees just lay it down. Boom. Alright. Let's start with that. A little bit more. We'll get him a stall board. Then I think we'll be good enough to start cutting 1.5 inches. There we go. And here we go, deck boards. Eddie's inspecting it. That's some nice looking boards there, everybody. Especially for lowboy deck. Let me see where we're at as far as in the center of that log. Oh, we'll take one more. We're almost into the pith, but let's roll it out. Stall board. Now back to decking. And you can see how these pinheads get their name, all these little pin knots all through them. Someone asked me about frozen logs versus non-frozen. There's really not much difference in sawing them. Now handling them, you got to be careful you're dogging. You know, the dogs are holding it because frozen can be a problem. I can hear that thing moving on the... Want me to thin it out a little bit? There's a look, all right, okay. All right, everybody, that gets rid of this border, hopefully. So we just want to make you a short video, a random little video, and we're getting into winter time here, so you know, we gotta make hay while the sun shines. So hope everybody enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.